Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Criterion Connection. It's Music Month. I'm Wade.
Still Music Month, and it's Joe.
Still Joe. So this week we are doing a newly released Criterion movie. It's on Blu-ray and DVD. Either this week or maybe next week. I don't know. It's just pre-order it. If it's not out, well, we'll tell you if you did or not.
I mean, it's on Filmstruck. It's on Amazon, so you can always check it out.
Yeah, it's called Smithereens, not Smithers.
Yeah, Smithereens
by Susan Seidelman.
Yep.
It's basically from 1982. It's kind of like it's in New York. It's kind of like a little bit in the later period of punk in New York.
Yeah.
Right before it gets into really hardcore.
It's I want to say it's the burgeoning new wave movement in New York. Punk has moved out to L.A. as they talk about in the movie.
Yeah.
And New York is the city itself. It's not as bad as it was in the mid-'70s.
Yeah.
But it's still not great.
Yeah. It's kind of funny. Before this movie, I saw a movie called Florida Project.
Oh, I can't wait to watch that. I want to watch it really bad.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it, but what I compare with this movie is the city, it's the hotel in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And over in Smithereens is the city where it feels like they just cast people off the street. They feel like real people,
there's a lot of, it seems like it's really...
Like Ren's friend, who has the guy, whose husband is the guy who fixes the car or whatever. She's like, "You want beefaroni?" And she's so not flattering in the outfit she's in. And it just feels like, that's a real person.
I'm pretty sure it's her sister.
That might be, I think that might be it. But it just feels like the characters are not pretty, I should say. Like,
no
one in this movie is, well, aside from a few characters, are pretty.
Yeah.
They feel like they're really living there in like the
grime, New York.
Yeah, it feels like I can smell it. I can feel New York.
There's a lot of and it seemed like a lot of guerrilla filmmaking as well.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shots that'll remind you of Midnight Cowboy with them walking down the streets and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, this is an independent movie, if I remember correctly.
This is known for being, I think, the first American film to be in Cannes Film Festival.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think that's why the importance of this movie. Like it was in the Cannes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I just know Susan Seidelman did some more movies afterward, like Desperately Seeking Susan, that I want to watch.
And She Devil with Roseanne Barr.
Anyway, this movie.
Yes.
How'd you feel? Do you want to talk about the plot?
Yeah, it's basically about this woman, probably in the early 20s, Ren.
Mm-hmm. With a W, guys.
Yeah. I mean, basically, she meets this guy, Paul, in a subway, and Paul is from Montana, and he's kind of new, he's the audience, Paul is you. You're being introduced to the world and Ren and stuff like that. And also, at the same time, she meets this guy, Eric.
Eric, played by Richard Hell. One of the veterans of the New York punk scene.
Yeah, Richard Hell and the Voidoids. I think he was in The Garbage. I forget. He was in a lot of...
I thought he was in television, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, he is. He's been in a lot of things. And he's the only notable celebrity in this movie. I guess he's a celebrity, I guess. He's just a punk icon. It's kind of funny because last week we did Lightning Rod Cowboys and you had the guy from The Members.
Yeah.
Good segue. There's a guy from Richard Hell. He is in this. And he's going to L.A. She wants to go to L.A. And she'll do... I won't say she'll do whatever, but she'll follow whoever to get what she wants.
Yeah, she's a very manipulative person. For a protagonist?
For a protagonist, she is not a great person.
No. She manipulates people to get what she wants. And really, I think what she wants is to not have to really rely on anybody. But that's what she does.
Yeah.
And
there's a desperation for her trying to run away.
Yeah, she doesn't want to... she's from Jersey. She says she'll never go back. Which is, that's a thing that's brought up. If she needs money... why not move back home? She doesn't want to go back to Jersey. And she wants to make it in New York. But because everybody's leaving New York. She's like, oh, yeah, New York's dead. I'm with everybody else. Yeah, let's all go to L.A. where it's happening. And you really, like, there's times where that can be really off-putting, but I think in this movie, the way, like, the way the actress, I believe her name is Susan Berman. The way she portrays her, like, you kind of get that cunning, manipulative, coyness in a way, but you also really feel sorry for her at times, where you're like, but this is kind of where you led yourself. Like, this is kind of your own fault.
Like, the only good character in this movie, like, good person, is Paul. He is the only one that is, he's not...
And Cecilia, in a way.
Yeah, Cecilia, but Cecilia's kind of like, she wants that. She kind of follows it. She's the kind of person that would go into drugs to follow it. I'm not saying she goes to drugs in this
she's
movie,
very much a follower.
She's very follower. This one is, Paul's the only one that's like, I feel like he's not...
He sticks to his morals.
He doesn't fall, half the time, he doesn't fall for Ren's bullcrap. He doesn't.
He doesn't, but he wants to help her.
Well, let's say he falls for it, but he doesn't, like, let her... He tells her how he feels.
Yeah.
So you can't use people. You can't do that. And I feel like he's the only character, because Richard Hell's character is the worst.
You find out he's the worst, yeah.
Oh, no, even in the beginning, he's kind of the worst. And you're like...
And she just keeps going back, because she wants to go to L.A., dude.
Yeah, but also the great character is Eric's friend, Richard Hell's friend.
Yeah.
He is just...
Are we going to make it?
Huh?
Are we going to make it? Or what?
Yeah. What I like about that character is every scene he's in, he kind of steals it. Like, he's like in the bathroom, like all messed up. But he's reading a comic book at one point,
he's so, like, drunk or high or both all the time as his character.
Yeah, like, I feel like he's one of the most honest characters in this movie. Yeah. Like, he's
very straightforward.
There's weird scenes, like, she fights that person in the cafe, and you're like, what?
Oh, the business woman for Eric. Yeah.
So she basically asks for it. Everything she gets, she asks for it.
She always manipulates people. There's certain people she won't see unless she needs something from them, which is essentially what this movie is. It's her following her around, her trying to push her agenda on people, and when that doesn't work, she falls back on somebody else and tries to get them to help her. Like her sister, like Cecilia, like Paul, like even Eric. Like, she's even trying to use Eric, dude.
And Eric's like, leave me alone. But then it's like, I kind of,
And the end of the movie is what she does to everybody else, she finds out has been done to her times 10.
It bites her in the ass.
Yeah, because Eric is the worst.
He is the worst.
And she doesn't have Paul to rely on.
Paul, yeah.
Because there's a point where you think her character finally makes that arc, and she just falls right back down. And I think that's a really ingenious part of storytelling there.
Yeah.
Because watching
she's an addict.
Well, watching it, you sit there and you're like, I think she knows better, but she just can't help herself. And she goes back with the Eric. Yeah, and
also I love one of my favorite, like, I feel like it's not a joke, but it's like a running gag. Every time I watched it, was like, whenever there's a night scene inside the van, the next scene is her spray painting something.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
I don't know why they do that, but it's like, it's...
I mean, it's New York.
Yeah, it's
early 80s New York.
It's New York.
There's a lot worse things going on.
There's like, I feel like there's other movies, like, like you think SLC Punk, you think... Suburbia. You think all these movies, and I feel like this one it's on its own, because I feel like it's
a precursor to all those too.
SLC Punk to me is like kind of like, I can't describe. This one feels like what actual punk rockers are, and some punk rockers, as someone who has played punk rock and punk rock bands, and who currently is playing in punk rock bands, there's a lot of punks that are selfish, elitist. They will dog eat dog kind of situation. It happens.
Yeah, and like SLC Punk is, for as dark as that movie gets, it still has this
Don't be a poser.
sheen. It has a sheen on it.
Yeah.
This one kind of pulls that away and just gives you a raw kind of story.
Yeah, and then you have like something like Suburbia, which glorifies, like, kind of like just like, oh, it's the greatest thing ever. This one's like, these people are like, they're people like Ren is like, everyone's moving to LA. She's like, I'm trying to leave. Yeah, it's just kind of like this desperation to be known. Like in the beginning, she's handing out flyers of pictures of her.
Yeah,
she's trying to be known. She's not,
It's actually a pretty ingenious marketing tactic.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
I mean, you got Paul.
It says, "Who is this?" on
And what's great about the movie is it's very well paced to where you meet Paul and her and Paul meet, like literally in the opening credits.
Mm-hmm.
You think it's just a random person, but he's a pivotal character in the movie. And you meet Richard Hell like almost instantly as well. Like,
and the pimp.
And the pimp.
The pimp who wants to buy the van.
Oh yeah, he was
$600, man.
$650. $700.
I'll give you $700 in cash right now.
And one of the best scenes, I feel
Does it run?
And then that's a good payoff.
Yeah, I mean it's great.
And with Ren, one of the most, I feel like it was kind of like the most mixed scene for me. It was like tragic, but also like you get what you deserve. Is when she's going into the club at the end, and the guy's
the doorman.
And then she's like, I'll manage your band. I don't care. I'll manage your band. Whatever. And the guy's just playing piano. Like he doesn't care.
He didn't care about her in the beginning either.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's like. It's sad because she kind of gets thrown out and stuff like that. It's kind of sad and pathetic because her stuff is on the ground and stuff. But
she leaves half of it there. By the way.
But also she also left her TV.
Yeah.
It doesn't even work.
She can't carry it anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, and it was a really good movie, and the ending is
the best ending, I thought.
Yeah, I thought it was a really good ending for one that's kind of, it's almost a cliffhanger in a way, but you kind of get enough information to imply what happens afterward.
She has 1,000,001 things better to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's got 1,000,001 places,
she'd rather be
to go.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So buy, rent, or skip.
I'm going to say, personally, I'm going to go buy this movie at some point.
I'm more interested in seeing, because I saw it on Amazon Video, so I don't know how the transfer is.
Oh.
Like, how does the Blu-ray transfer look?
Yeah.
I'm curious on that aspect.
Personally, I'm going to buy it. I think it's a good one-time watch for somebody, so I'm going to say rent. Especially, like, if you don't like movies like Midnight Cowboy or, those kind of, it's very linear, you're following pretty much one character, they're not the best character in the world, this is definitely probably going to be a one-time watch for somebody who's into that, if they even watch it at all. But if you like that stuff and you're really interested in, like, kind of character study kind of, pieces, this is definitely something you're probably going to want.
Yeah.
So what do you think?
I agree. I'd probably buy it. Personally, I'd buy it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would just buy it. It's up my alley.
Right.
But I say rent as well because it doesn't really, it has a plot, but it doesn't really have a narrative.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like meanders at times.
It's
like, it's a wandering movie.
Like, I brought up